Good Things Utah on a Tuesday, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'm impressed the four of us are all here.
We did it.
It was a nasty drive out there. If you have an appointment, just know that this is what I-15 looks like right now. I mean, it's slick, it's slow, it's coming down in certain areas, so definitely take your time. I was stuck right there to the right in that far lane for at least an extra 20 minutes this morning.
I know the snowplows are out and they're doing their job, but there are some spots where you make a turn or you're changing lanes and it'll get you. So slowing down is really
Be careful.
Key.
Stay cozy, stay warm, get some ice cream because it's National Ice Cream Day. And why don't you want that when it's cold outside?
Fall in December?
I don't know.
Maybe on
have a fireplace going.
You know, it's really funny you say that because just yesterday up in my neck of the woods, it was really pouring down. There was a ton of snow, and I found myself at the local Dairy Queen. If you know Heber, you know. I was at Dairy Queen, and I had a shake. I had an Oreo.
Because they're delicious.
Oreo shakes.
Oh,
and
so
I'm
good.
eating that in the snow, and I thought to myself, this is really odd.
Do they have gluten-free shakes?
Gluten-free
I didn't
Oreo
know that.
shakes. Because you can't get gluten-free Oreos in a shake really anywhere, but you can at Dairy Queen. That's a real treat.
There's something about when it is cold that, hey, why not have something cold? I like frozen yogurt or iced coffee sometimes.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Do you? I don't want
chocolate.
that.
You want hot chocolate usually, right?
Yeah, but there's people year round who will still do their iced coffees.
So Kate had me stop at Dutch Bros and get her a toasted marshmallow hot chocolate.
Yum.
And I always do my best to not, I don't want to drink your drink or eat your order when you tell me to go
But
get
just
it.
a sip.
And I couldn't, it was staring at me.
You
in the
didn't
cup
get one
holder.
for you too?
No, I didn't get one. And so I finally was like, I tried to take a sip and then wipe it off. So
The lipstick wasn't
Well,
there.
lesson learned. Next time,
so
get
good.
two.
Can I
You
tell
need a
you
toasted marshmallow, it's so good.
Who else has delicious hot chocolate? The Heber Valley Railroad, the Polar Express. We went yesterday. It's a tradition in our house, and we did the first class train, which is a little bit, you pay a little bit more, you get a little more room, you go home with a mug. We went with a whole group of friends. There were 50 of us.
Well, I saw your matching jammies.
But you're bougie in the first class train.
You guys, our
I
elves
like
on the
it.
shelves that I know you all are fans of brought us jammies yesterday. So we all got matching jammies. Jared was even a sport, put on the jammies over his sweats, he did. And that's right as we're pulling up to see Santa. And the kids, if you could hear them screaming, I mean, Izzy, it was pure magic. And Hendrick's eyes were as big as his whole head. You know, just there's Santa and the North Pole.
I miss this age so much.
Magic.
We did this years ago when my kids were your age, Bree, and I would agree with you. It is this magical, the snow falling outside, you're on the train and you're arriving at the North Pole.
Honestly.
Look at that picture.
Yes, look at his eyes. This is how he was the entire ride. And I mean, he's 8 years old.
Is that Jared?
That's Jared.
It
Why
is
is he the
jammies.
best sport I've ever seen?
Look at him. So his jammies over his sweats.
And this
right?
is your group?
So this was our group.
So did you have the whole first class section to yourself? Because you had a huge group.
So there's a few different first class sections, but yes, my friend just bought one of the
Love
cards,
it.
I guess, and we all just paid a little bit, got in. But the fun part about that is you get to do the little train and dance up and down the aisles. So the kids go crazy. I mean, honestly, it's magical. And Stella said to me yesterday, because she's 10, I'm worrying that she's kind of phasing out of some of the magic, and she said, Mom, make sure we do this every year. This has been one of the most special traditions.
But
we've
if
done.
you don't believe, you don't receive.
It's true.
At any age.
It's true.
It's the way that works.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about this, though, is I believe you have to get tickets in July. I
Yeah.
mean, July, these tickets go on sale, and they sell out. And thank you to my friend Kim. She helped us get the tickets.
I
but
totally want to do it now. Hearing you talk about it and seeing those magical shots. I've done that
Your boys
train
would
ride
love
at
it.
different times of the year, but I haven't done it in the winter and haven't done the Polar Express.
So what do you say next year, you guys?
Done.
We all
do
hop
next
on the
year.
train. Just know
Everyone.
even Luminaria. I went last week. I tried to get tickets for the week of Christmas, and those are almost gone. So if you are trying to do some of those last-minute family
would love to go
Christmas
to that.
activities, make sure you book them now.
Do it now. Hop on today. Okay, I thought this story was really cute. These people, their flight was delayed at the airport. There were 13 of them who couldn't hop on their flight, and what they decided to do was all band together and road trip to the destination, because they're all going to the same place. And they say friendships are sometimes born out of such unlikely circumstances. So this was at the Orlando International Airport. They were all on their way to Knoxville, Tennessee. They say they were from all over. They didn't even all speak the same language. Some were from the U.S., some from Mexico. They all had different reasons for where they were going to Knoxville. One was going back to a college final exam. One was going to tour a college of her dreams. One was going to fight in a custody battle. Another one wanted to meet a friend and help her move. So they all have these different stories. They all rent this van together, start posting it to their Instagram, their TikTok, social media, and it just blows up. CNN starts to give them coverage, and they say that by the end of this whole journey, they have made lifelong friends. They plan to continue these friendships, and that it was really just the lessons in restoring trust and humanity again that really made this special.
So there are movies made about moments just like that, right? Like you've seen, there's several of them.
Do you know what
out
comes
there.
to mind?
Which one?
Is Home Alone.
Yes.
When the mom rides back with John Candy. Is it
John Candy and his band.
Yes,
Yeah.
the band. That's exactly what I thought of. But these are the type of things, especially through COVID, that we lost, right? That we weren't able to get together with people and be in a small confined space, and they were able to create connection and
It's so
friendship.
funny too that they
I
all
love that.
got on board with
Would
that.
you do it?
That's what I was just going to ask you.
Maybe.
I say yes.
maybe.
I would
When
absolutely
you're
do it.
stuck in a van for what, 13, 15 hours, I think
Yeah.
you bond a lot.
I might not be the driver. Would you be the driver?
Well,
Sure, maybe you could all
trade
take
off.
turns,
I'd
just
say.
drive a little bit. I think that would be kind of
Interesting
fun.
though, Orlando to Knoxville and the eclectic group of people you got going from there to there.
I feel like
Right?
you'd learn a lot of life lessons. You'd just learn something new from every person that you encountered, and I think that's really
What's
cool.
the movie where Kate Winslet, they rent a plane to try to get somewhere because they can't and then they crash?
Sign me up for that. Oh, wait.
With
not Crash.
Idris Elba?
No, not Crash.
But you'd be
Rent
with
a
Idris
plane.
Elba while
then
crashing.
then yes.
The mountain between us, right?
I'd like the renting the plane idea, you know?
Okay, well, let's talk about when you are on vacation and how long is just too long of a stay? Like, when have you overdone your welcome?
So
What do you
overstayed.
think? Yeah. What
You
do you
said
think
2
the
days.
magic number?
I think 2 days is the magic.
It's-
And I was
That's-
like, 2.5 hours?
I would say less than a week. Is it less than a week?
It's less than a week. It is, the magic number is 4 days.
I could see that.
Yeah, so 4 days is when you've overstayed and people are like, time to go.
So this is like staying at relatives' house or friends' houses, like during the holidays, that kind of
Yeah.
thing? Oh, yeah, bye, go. Yeah, that's too
4
much.
days is a long time, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so Reagan's house has become an Airbnb of sorts because she moves away from here, right? And we're all excited to go see Charleston. None of us have been to Charleston before. So I don't know. I think she said after a weekend. So what's that, 3 days? Like if you get there on Friday, she said that feels like it's time for you to go.
Yeah.
After 3 days.
Yeah.
And someone said, 1 day is too short because you've changed the sheets, you've cleaned all the things, and then
Yeah.
you have to redo it just after a day. So 2 days, I think 2 to 4 days.
So I wonder, I have often, when I moved here from California, right, a lot of our friends would come out from California and come to the snow and host, their whole family would come. So they'd bring their kids as well, and they'd stay in the basement. And I got to the point where I told Jared, it's just a little too much to have families joining our family and in our space for too long. And I
Okay,
think
time out. I visited you with my family.
She's like, but
in
excluding you.
California,
Okay.
and I stayed with you. How'd you feel about
we're
that?
talking young kids, little kids, because when you have a lot of young kids in one space, right? And your older kids, I mean, that's completely different. Everyone comes together. And I think for the young kids, we would do about 4 days. And by the end, I was really tired and my threshold was kind of, so now I think it's to the point where we would suggest, can you get an Airbnb close by, maybe spend 1 night, and I think 2 tops. Is that rude of me?
No, I think it's what you can do. It's honest. So she had this office, I mean, because you were in Huntington Beach, so your space is like this
We had
big.
no air conditioning,
And I
remember?
said, you had no air conditioning, and we wanted to come and go to Disneyland because you were right there and visit Bree and say hi. So the 3 of us were in a bed, remember?
many
Against the
days?
wall with the desk. And did we stay 3 days?
I mean, maybe 3 or 4, and we partied.
I think it was 3 or 4 days.
Well, that's
We had
good.
a
That's
really
okay.
good
It's
time.
within the limit. But I think it's a different experience too, whether you're the one hosting or you're the one visiting. I think if you're the one visiting, you are more likely to be like carefree and anything goes. When you have people in your space, you're like, it's time.
And the
Bye.
number of people that are in your space and how big your space is. It really does matter, right? It makes a difference. We had a good time.
I appreciate that.
Well,
I
as long-
thought
3
I thought
was
we had a
just
good time.
under the threshold, so she was safe.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go.
So what do you say, Saray?
I mean, I say between 2 and 4.
Okay.
I think after 4, it's like starting to I want my own space.
You're going home
Sorry.
for the holidays. How many days, Saray?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you guys.
Well, I am like 7 days, but that's mom and
Parents-
dad's
parents
house.
don't count.
right?
That,
They
doesn't
don't
that doesn't count.
That's an easy pass.
Yeah.